Joining us now, Army veteran and Vice President for Foreign Policy at the Heritage Foundation, James Carafano. James, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
What do you make?
Look, there's not only no reports of American casualties, there's no reports of any casualties, either Allied or Iraqis. That's pretty stunning.
That is interesting. I mean, do you think that has to be intentional? They intentionally miss not wanting to escalate this any further against a president like this that they probably are scared of?
Well, that seems to be the general assessment that most people are coming out with, particularly if you look at the Iraqi statements, which are kind of bizarre. We're done shooting, and as long as you don't shoot back, we're done here. Which almost seems to be like, please, this is it. So this is the worst you're going to get. So don't worry about us anymore. It does seem to be literally just a face-saving fireworks display.
What do you go into a little bit more about the precision of where these struck, the information that we have right now, and the fact that, they've had other targets that they've hit down. We just talked about it in the last block, drones specifically that they've targeted, things like that. And the fact that as of right now, the reports anyway, is that none of these seem to have hit in a place where it's done significant damage for loss of life.
Right. So first of all, if they wanted to kill Americans, there are a lot more efficient and effective ways to do that. Car bombs, shorter range weapons that they can target more accurately. These are ballistic missiles that have to fly 400 miles. They have to hit a target that's just a few square miles. They're not the densest targets that they could go after if they wanted to kill Americans. They could have fired a lot more. They've got thousands of missiles. They could have fired a lot more missiles, and they could have clustered them to really make sure they could have flattened an area. It doesn't appear like they did any of that.
The president's going to speak later this morning. What do you expect to hear? What do you think he'll do?
Well, look, I mean, I don't think this requires a U.S. military response, much in the way where they shot down the drone. The U.S. did not respond militarily because American lives had not been lost. I don't think the U.S. has really been effectively challenged here. So it doesn't require a direct kinetic response from the U.S. On the other hand, look, the entire regime looks at this and go, not the regime, but the entire region looks at this and goes, oh my God, these guys are crazy. Not only have they done something incredibly reckless, they actually look kind of stupid. And the Europeans, I mean, they can't look at this and condone this behavior. So the U.S. is going to garner enormous international support. We shouldn't squander that.
What do you make of, though, the position that our allies need to take in the region right now, specifically Israel?
Well, I think the Israelis are going to defend themselves. And then they expect the Americans to defend themselves. So they're going to sit tight. If the Iranians unleash Hezbollah or Islamic Jihad or Hamas on the Israelis will defend themselves. They've already made that very clear.
Okay. James Carafano, thank you so much for coming on today. We appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right.